The year is 1812 and the Grand Army is on the retreat, and the Russian army is very much on their heels. Here at Vyazma, we are here as Davout's corps has been caught unawares by the Russian Cossacks, and the infantry is slowly arriving to reinforce them. Davout must survive and wait for his fellow marshals to come and save him, but will they arrive in time? What's up, guys, and welcome back. We're here with another NTW3 historical battle for you today, and like I said, this is the Battle of Vyazma, fought in 1812. It's one of the major battles in the Russian retreat, as the Russians are hounding the French back out of the motherland and back to sort of like the Polish border. And yeah, this was in fact a Russian victory, I guess, in the sense that they kind of inflict a lot of casualties on the French. Apart from that, it's kind of really a French tactical victory because Davout's corps fails to be destroyed. Davout actually gets out alive with his corps, and he was the rear guard originally in this, as the French army set up. He had one of the largest and most attacked corps left at this point in the retreat. But that kind of changes, obviously, with the Battle of Vyazma here. He gets badly mauled, and you actually see Ney take over as the rear guard, which he famously does quite well and actually survives after being cut off later on in the retreat. And you can see some Cossacks there failing to take out the guns. The squares of the French there have put them off. We have got a few, I think, just like French sappers or something. Yeah, you can see them here, the French sappers hiding in the forest. Look at this. These bushes are towering above the men. Where are they? In the rainforests of like the Amazons? I don't know. But yeah, I think they were rushing to try and take this building, but they had no chance of getting there in time. But yeah, this is a glorious 4v4 that we have here for you again. Another historical battle. It's always good to get another one notched off the list. We are getting through them. There is going to be quite the playlist of historical battles, that's for sure. And you actually got the snappers here going in. Look at that! Mad lads going in. It's like 50 of them going in against a unit of like 260. And they routed very quickly. And there you go. But yes, we do have Wittgenstein here as one of the corps commanders. We do have Platov with all of his Cossacks, of course. We have over here Tutorov coming in, and actually we have Platov again in the back lines here with Cossacks going after some lancers of the French here. And it looks like, I don't know, either side might... there you go, the Cossacks did die. Actually, they sent in the second unit, that's why the French routed. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, we have Tutorov, Platov, Wittgenstein, and I think all the way in the back, who do we have? Do we have just two Wittgensteins, perhaps? I'm not entirely sure. I think, oh no, over here, yeah, Tychikov, that's it. Tychikov is here, and he's kind of blocking Poniatowski's advance, who is, yeah, he's moving forward. Well, actually, no, they've got a retreat. I think that is correct. They had like 5 minutes or something, that like, so they had to retreat for like 5 minutes just to kind of like where the start positions are. Basically, too close to Davout, so Davout has to survive for like 5 minutes before his allies can arrive. So here we have Poniatowski is one of the French commander, well, really the Polish commander, I guess, the Polish troops that went with the French. Back here we do have Eugene, who was like the first to arrive historically, and probably will be again because he's a big old road here. So yeah, Eugene with mainly Italian troops will be arriving from there. And then the player I was playing as over here, which is Ney, will be arriving as the final army. I have a lot of like Germans and sort of like, and some French troops as well. So yes, that'll be interesting to see how that one goes down. But for now, we've just got to watch as Davout tries to survive here. We've got dragoons coming in, trying to take out these French infantry here. Do let me know who you're rooting for in the comments. Are you rooting for Russia, or are you rooting for Napoleon's Grand Army, which is desperately trying to survive Russia right now? The squares are forming up. Cossacks breaking on through, trying to get the Laguerre here. Stabbing away, killing a few of those. More infantry being broken here as Cossacks roam on through. Got infantry as well going into melee, and they are routing unit after unit. And once one unit breaks, it does cause sort of a domino effect. You can see the French trying to really blob up here, trying to deny any sort of flanking attacks from the Russians here. We're going to see another charge here. So it looks like Cossacks coming again. Yeah, they're going in after a gun here. They're going to take that gun out very easily. I think only Davout is the only one of any of the players to really bring artillery. Maybe Poniatowski as well, just because of the sheer length they've got to go to bring that artillery up. It's a long way to go. I can't remember. It's a long time since we streamed this battle. We did actually do this on a live stream. It's a really close one, so definitely worth sticking around to see the end result. That is for sure. But yeah, I can't remember if I brought artillery or not. I might have. I might not have. I shouldn't have, because it's a long way for me to walk with it. The cavalry still trying to break through those squares there. French on this side kind of playing a little bit slow. This unit's looking the wrong way, by the way. The Russians are over here, sir. Turn your men around. Davout, sort it out. You're one of Napoleon's finest marshals. You need to sort that out. Yeah, it looks like over here they're kind of holding the line for now. There's a lot more squares on this front line, it seems, and skirms here. They're going to go in for guns maybe here. There are some more artillery they're going to try and take out. Yeah, look at this. There's just so many artillery pieces down here. And I think the Cossacks might get them this time. They might get them this time. But as you can see, the Russians are just running riot amongst, in between the squares, and the units that can't form square are being picked off. And here we have a massive Russian assault. We've got Grenadiers over here. They'll hold the line. One of my favorite looking units in NTW3, the French Grenadier, like this type of French Grenadier. Okay. They're holding the line, and they might be able to stop these Russians. We've got cavalry coming in as well. These, got cuirassiers coming in here. They're going to rout those guns, and they're going to be faced with French squares, but they might just fly into the side of these Grenadiers. Who knows? But here we go. Fighting tooth and nail. For the honor of Napoleon, while Russia is fighting for the motherland and its liberation. There you go, they've been broken. I think the flank coming in here from Wittgenstein's line infantry has broken them. What's this unit down here? Oh, we've got Carabiniers down here. They're like a Grenadier light infantry unit. Very handy unit. But they are going to break as well. Oh dear, it is not looking good. We've got more Cossacks coming in here. And it looks like they're going to try and charge into the flank here of Davout's corps. And they are on their way. I think they form square though effectively. So there you go. That'll be okay. Over here, looks like... the Russians are now setting up against Poniatowski. Poniatowski is on his way. He's like, don't worry, Davout, I am coming with my Poles. Hold the line. Poles have awesome uniforms as well. I do like their chapeaux. Let's have another volley, boys. I do like the officer uniforms, and the drummer, actually. The drummer uniform is cool. It's kind of, wild to think that you just, one guy does get sent into battle with a drum. It's like, you don't get a gun or a sword, sir. You just get a drum. And it's like, what happens if I go into battle? You just got to keep drumming really hard, sir.
Our men are running, sir.
Just keep drumming really hard. Same with, any guy with, a flute. Or a pipe or something like that. You just gotta just get left with that. You've got a musical instrument you're going to battle with. It's kind of wild to think about. The Poles here taking a lot of heavy fire. A lot of light infantry for the Russians over here. Tichikov brought a lot of lights, it seems. And they're just going to try and deal with the French in a line battle. If they were to get into melee, might have a decent chance. But yeah, Ney is also starting to arrive. His cav elements are here. Yeah, we actually have a lot of cav now starting to arrive in the back here for the French. And these are, well, they're mainly German cav, but you know what I mean. Allied cavalry. And also, as you can see here, look who is arriving as well. Eugene with his white uniform. The Italians also starting to arrive to try and reinforce Davout, who is still alive. Davout is still very much alive down here. We actually looks like we've got some Bavarians or some sort of Wittenberg troops down here as well. Yeah, definitely not Bavarians, maybe Wittenberg troops. They're fighting on. Side by side with their French brethren. Look at that chaos going on down here. It's absolutely glorious is what it is. We've got Russian hussars here trying to hack their way through the French lines. Russian infantry is also trying to back them up. But they can't seem to break through. And yeah, now with Eugene arriving, there might be some sort of relief here for Davout. We'll see. Poniatowski seems like he's been bogged down in this forest here at the moment. It seems like he's going to get through, but if they could smash up this road, and really like hammer their way through that, then they might have a chance. You never know. Yeah, some of these Polish units are suffering. Now it's a skirmish unit, that's why it's suffering. Oh, I did bring a gun. After all that, I did in fact bring a gun. It's just not moving anywhere. Don't know where he's going, but he's going somewhere. Yes, it seems like the main fight over here, like Davout's corps is battered, but it's still alive. That's what they're just gotta hold on. What is this unit? The 30I Moscow. Oh, it is a grenadier unit, technically. Yeah, G3. Battling on down there. Keep it up, boys. Keep it up. And look at this. The Eugene is now coming in with a lot of Italian troops here. They look like a lot of Laguerre sort of type units. They are flanking on around. And they could, in fact, sandwich Dutarov here between what remains of Davout and then also these Italians which are arriving. What are these? They look like more Laguerre or something like that. They don't look anything too impressive, but they should be able to do the job. And they are a threat, of course, to the Frenchies. These look like grenadiers, I think. Probably are grenadiers. I don't know if they have brought the guard, the Italian guard, but we have got our Italian artillery here as well. Silent guns blowing up their own infantry there. Need to be careful of that, lads. Be careful of that. Yes, they are moving on there. And we've got French cav coming in as well. I don't know if this might be some of the recently arrived Eugene cavalry here. That is getting in there, and that's got surrounded by cuirassiers here. We've got lots of militia still down here as well. The Davout's corps is still alive. I have to keep reiterating it. It is still in there. I think Davout is still alive as well, just about. The Italians are arriving now, and they are going to be obviously trying to do some damage, trying to threaten flank here of the Russians. I'm going to do a bayonet charge here. Poniatowski. It's actually not Poniatowski. It's Ney and Poniatowski, actually. Both combating together here. And they're trying to break through this line. We've got some sappers here. I'm going to keep trying to push on through. The Poles here fighting their old rivals, the Russians. We've got a good rivalry there, healthy rivalry. The Poles desperately trying to charge them. They've got the Grenadiers leading the way, trying to get the guns here. They're going to be countered by light infantry. It's a shame that cannon fire hit at the time it did, because otherwise I think those Poles would have got there. More Polish infantry has been routed, but there are more Frenchies on the way arriving, and more guns as well arriving and coming down that road. Maybe they can help contest for that road. Got some dragoons being sent up as well, and looks like the Russians maybe are going to try an offensive themselves here, coming deeper into the forest. And yeah, there you go. The dragoons going in, helping us smash this other Polish grenadier that got tied down fighting the Jaeger here. There's a lot of hand-to-hand fighting in this one. And yeah, you can see the Poles who's getting point-blank range, getting absolutely outgunned by these Jaeger here, who are just going to have good reloading skill, good accuracy, just beat them in a line fight. The Poles, if they want to rely on anything, need to get in a melee. This square here of Davout still holds on. It's insane. Eugene could try and get to him. That would be amazing. I don't know if he will. He's very nearly there though, but a typical sort of like line fight is starting to sort of appear here in the trees. As Wittgenstein and Dutarov here sort of forming up against Eugene's corps. See how that goes. Looks like, yeah, Ney is starting to arrive now, as you can see on the battlefield. We've got some grenadiers here. We've got, yeah, a decent amount of sort of like line infantry. A lot of German allied infantry, and we've got guns now assembling up here. So whether the guns can maybe get down this road, maybe try and duel with the infantry there. Just try and pound away, just force the Russians off the road maybe. There are some Russian guns here as well that they need to keep an eye on, the 6-pounders. That are also doing some severe damage right now to the French that are trying to form up. So they're just firing straight through here. They are hitting Poniatowski as well. I don't know if that was on purpose. But he was redlining for a moment there. And it looks like, I think Davout's corps is either dead or it's like whatever's left of it has managed to get back to Italian lines. which is something. The Cossacks are pretty much dead. There are a few of them still dotted about. I've seen a couple here. So yeah, we've got a couple of the Cossack units just dotted about. But yeah, the main sort of like threat now for the Russians is probably their heavy cav. Their infantry is still obviously very dangerous. Still got a decent amount of like, yeah, cuirassiers, hussars. Got, yeah, decent amount of dragoons as well we've seen. But yeah, the Cossack threat, which is like coming from left, right, and center, kind of gone a little bit. They've got a couple of units left. They might be their better ones. I know they have some pretty good ones. I think the larger the unit, the better it is for the Cossacks. Certainly this 124 one, I think is pretty decent. We've got, what is this, more? Yeah, another Cossack back here, but that's under Tychikov, not under Platov. Yeah, an actual line fight started to like be established over here. This probably favors. I don't know. I would have thought it would favor the French, certainly since they have a lot of Laguerre. I mean, let's have a look. Russians, yeah, losing slightly. Combatants even, losing. Combatants even. Yeah, they're not exactly necessarily winning that one. We'll see. We'll see. Got French guns setting up here now. They can just pound away at anything down the street. Boom. I don't know what they're firing at, but they're not firing at the guns. That's for sure. The infantry right in front of them. That's for sure. Here we go. We've got, looks like German infantry being shifted. Right in front of the guns right now. He doesn't want to stay there. I think it's being shifted over to this right-hand side because, yeah, the Poles kind of are getting outgunned. There's a 3 versus 5, I think, right now. I mean, technically one of them is a Strelki. I'd be more than that, to be honest. Yeah, I think it's a 3v5 without the Strelki involved. So, yeah. That is not good. That's for sure. There's also cav being shifted out there to maybe support against the Platovs and Tychikov's cavalry that's been shifted outside. We're going to need more than just that, though. But French cav looks pretty few and far between as well, to be honest. It's going to rely on infantry here to try and break through, to make something happen. The Italian guns have been made available to the French here. They're going to set them up. Looks like the infantry here is parting like the Red Sea did for Moses. And in their place, there's going to be some guns. Yeah, maybe these cannons could go for something. It looks like the Hussars, though, are going to take this opportunity for Russia to come forward. They are sensing a bit of vulnerability. And it certainly is. I mean, it's the most vulnerable the artillery can be is when they're setting up. And yeah, here we go. Russian cav is going to get this these Italian guns quite easily, I think. There's no cavalry cover for them at all either. And there you go. The infantry didn't even see it coming either, didn't fire. And there you go. Guns gone. Now some Italian infantry is going into melee. How wise an idea that is, I do not know. They got routed, and they are going to shoot into the flanks here. I mean, they're routing their own infantry, but they're going to get rid of this cav as well. At least they're going to try to. Italian line infantry here, kind of quivering. Not happy at the cav attacking in this flank, and there you go, the cav broke just about. There's a couple of generals over here that could have been got. I think Davout and Eugene are both here. We've got a building captured. I think the French objective is mainly to survive, but they've also got to get to this 2.0 over here. So if they can get to Boltsakova, then they have it. I think they get that's technically like their point that they need to hold. So the Russians need to hold them back from there. But really, if the French can survive and just win the battle, then that is a victory for them. And we've got French here. The cavalry getting caught out by Platov's dragoons. Was in a great charge. Well, I didn't think there was a charge at all for the French. And there you go. That cav's been routed. It was a bit isolated, to be honest. Whether the Poles could have supported it, I do not know. Got another charge here. Looks like we've got a little cav unit for the French. I think he was going to attempt a run for the guns here, but they got stopped by the dragoons. And instead, now we're going to see French infantry shift forward, and they're going to try and have a go for the guns. They just really want to get rid of these artillery pieces to the French. Move! Go! Oh! It's brutal! The artillery from the Russians absolutely destroying the French. And they literally got within like a whisker of the guns and then they broke. That is unfortunate. They should have just carried on. Imagine if you were that close. I know you just seen like 20 of your friends get evaporated by artillery. But that would have been... You were literally there. And now, yeah, the Russian guns again fire. I think, again, do severe damage to this unit. And then the infantry here comes in and mops them up. That is a shame. I gotta respect the French resilience to carry on the fight after being like absolutely pounded there by artillery. But cowardice, really. They were literally within inches. They could have made it. They could have made it. French over here, well, the Italians, I should say, they are being attacked by Russian militia and peasants. Looks like the peasants are going to retreat, break, but they are taking some of the Italians with them as well. Cuirassiers in here. I think they're being stopped by a square. I think that is supposedly a square, this unit here, but I'm not sure. We've got Grenadiers now coming in. They're going to go into a bayonet charge. They need to get a unit of focus down. Yeah, there you go. Shoot the Russians. I don't know if this is technically fimming because they are probably in melee. But there you go. They managed to wrap that unit there. Nicely done. France here. Well, actually, yeah, this is France. This is like maybe the remains of Davout's corps. I don't know. Davout's returning men. They're now threatening the flank here of the Russians. And as you can see, Dutarov is having to retreat. More Italians being shifted forward. Oh, hold your fire, watch your fire. Friendly's moving through. More dragoons here though, causing chaos. Italian line infantry just about holding. It's not looking good right now for the French, really, at all. Being stalled over here. An assault over here has also not gone too well by the looks of it. Cavalry coming into the back lines of dragoons here, causing all sorts of problems. This is not going to end well here. Whether any of these units can form square, I do not know. Squares there, firing point blank range, trying to rout some of these guys. Russians now coming into melee. Brave Vettenberg troops trying to hold on. Yep, dragoons are breaking, which is something, I guess. Fight, men! For your emperor. Even if your poor German subject doesn't really want to be under a French emperor. The Poles here, they're fighting for the liberation of their country. They want a united and independent Poland, not under any sort of Russian regime. Yeah, the artillery here is still pounding away. I don't know what it's shooting at, actually. Oh, we've got cavalry over here also getting stuck in. Oh, they are broken. Okay, fair enough. I was like, where are they going? God, I think these are Portuguese troops. Imagine being a Portuguese guy. Your country's been liberated by the Allies, and you're still like, yeah, I fancy my chances fighting for the French. We've got more Carabiniers over here. I think more Portuguese here as well. They look kind of drab in their brown uniforms, that's for sure. But as you can see, look at this. The Italians are forcing back the Russians on this flank here. Really pushing them back, and there's nothing now between them and this village. The Grenadiers here form, I think. No, they're not in square. They're just in melee. More Italians coming in for the melee charge, doing what they can. Still some infantry, and there's an artillery piece as well just running around back here. And a general has died! A general has been killed! Yeah, Wittgenstein has been killed off here, and I think he's just been killed by some Italians. I think he's got forgot about in the retreat. There's another Russian general here as well. Dutarov is over here. They need to get him out of there because he actually still has a decent corps alive. He's actually forced back the Poles, and Ney's corps are on this side here. But he's taking a lot of casualties, and Ney's corps is still alive, as is the Poniatowski's. So they've still got. He's not finished the job just yet. see the Italians, they're marching on, doing all the heavy lifting right now. Don't know where the French are, what the French have been doing. Yeah, the Italians doing themselves proud here today at Vyazma. It's not over yet though. There's still a fairly healthy Russian army over here. The French are in, well, what you see here is pretty much what's left of France. It's not a lot. Got a couple of units over here, so the Russians. So yeah, I mean, actually the French have quite a few units over here. I mean, we can't see all the French units. We're looking at it from the Russian perspective. But the French don't have a lot left, that's for sure. I can tell you that, having played as one of the French armies. We also didn't know how much the Russians had left. To be honest, barely thought we'd scratch Davout. We have done a fair amount of damage to him, but definitely not as much as I thought. I mean, didn't have a clue how many more Cossacks were left. There's still at least one over here, 60-man unit. And I see another one. Oh, that's the Cossack gun. Yeah, we had no clue how many were left. It's pretty unnerving at this point. Davout here, actually getting just snuck up on by a French infantry unit here. So that's Sapper. From the very beginning of the battle, that's Sapper, and he's now back. Back to harass Davout. Put some shots into him. Get that Sapper into that building. Occupy it. The guns here, under threat as well. Don't know what the pathfinding is there for the Italians, but they finally got these guns, and they'll take those out easily enough. There you go, nicely done. Routed. Gone for good. And yeah, it looks like the Italians are going to be the first across the river. I'm going to see whether Ney and Poniatowski can make their way across as well. We're just going to fast forward really while we wait, because this is a little bit of a quiet period in the battle. It's not exactly a lot going on. It's been all guns blazing from the very start, really. Like, Davout literally was being, like, assaulted from minute one. So, yeah, this battle has been all action up until now. Finally, both sides kind of, like, calming down, you know, having a little bit of a rest. Apart from Platov, he is still out here harassing Frenchies. He's got more French heads to take. Yes, Cossacks there stabbing away at those poor Frenchmen. I don't know if they could have formed square or not, but they didn't, and I think they're going to rout. Yeah, it's unfortunate. He's now milking kills. Look at him farming those kills. You can see the rest of the French trying to get onto this road here. Just get out of here. They still got a grenadier unit alive, which is something for the French. You can get some of these key units back to the town. Can make them make a decent last stand. Let's see. Oh, another French unit appearing here. Yeah, you see, you don't know how much the French have left. Or the Italians. I think some of these units are Davout's units, actually. It's actually managed to survive. I know that Davout, like the general, is still very much alive. With the French, we haven't had any notifications of any French generals being killed off yet. So I guess in the sense of one of the objectives for the French, keeping Davout's corps alive. If the general's alive and some of his units are, then that's a victory, I guess, at the moment. But the battle's not yet over. Square will there seeing off the Cossacks. Sort of an organized rear guard here, but not really. It's like I think the skirmishers are now the rear guard if anything was to actually make any sort of threat of attack. There are a couple of like Cossack units here that are still hounding the French. So we've got Strelki here, and looks like the French are going to send forward some units to try and maybe clear out the Strelki. I don't know. Really, I feel like you've got to keep every single unit that you have left alive. That's what you need to rely on. Oh. Voltigairs here, need to be careful who they're shooting. They're shooting French and Poles. Imagine being like like one of those Poles or Frenchmen there that just survived the absolute chaos that is this battle. Then you just get shot by one of your own skirmishers. It'd be very disappointing. Oh, Grenadiers here. Can they form square? Oh, well, if they can. They need to be careful. The Poles here getting charged. Good volley though by the Poles. The Grenadiers here also now getting engaged. Whether the two units together can scare off this Cossack, we'll see. Cossack is redlining, and doesn't look like it's going to rout. The French tried their hardest. I'm going to see the other one come forward now. An established firing line would definitely be enough to scare off the Cossacks. That's what they're most scared of. Yeah, it looks like the Poles either are going to sacrifice themselves, or maybe they'll get out. It looks like they might get out. Don't know about these French units over here. They're fighting the Russian line infantry that's still alive. They might not get out of here alive. The French have very much occupied this this building now. Got a general here that's just waiting patiently. I don't know what he's doing. I think they should just shove all the generals in here for the French. Have them hold. Everyone else can be outside. Being a general, or a marshal of France, I should say, has its privileges. The Strelkies scare off the French. Probably be something to do with all the infantry that's starting to appear behind those Strelki. Ivan Kutuzov. I wonder if this is like a relative of the famous Russian general Kutuzov. There's like a son or something like that. He has command of a regiment, because usually that's how it works. Like the regiment's named after the commander. But we'll see. We'll see what happens here. We're just going to go back to fast forwarding as we wait for the Russians and the French to sort of face up against each other once again. I mean, it's hardly the French at this point. It's mainly Allied troops here. Like I said, it's Poles, Italians, a few Germans. Oh, it looks like the French have gone in. Oh, they just routed a Strelki. Nothing too exciting, but yeah, there you go. One less unit to deal with. An Italian unit that did the job as well. Italians very much coming in clutch in this one. We'll see whether the French can manage to hold on. I won't want to bet on it, that's for sure. Actually, well, to be fair, I know the result. I could bet on it, and I would win. Actually, the best time you want to bet on something. Infantry here, moving forward. And it looks like these Russian units are getting just taken out. It looks like these Italian troops over here, including the very handy Italian Grenadiers, which might be needed at that final defense. They're off chasing off these units over here, the Moscow line infantry. Looks like they're going to just deal with those. Just little isolated units out there. Might be needed back here, to be honest, though. We'll see what they do. Look at all the generals massing here. General's just like, yep, we're just going to get ready to dash in that building. One well-placed artillery piece here, or like a mortar or a howitzer or something, would be hilarious right now. You kill so many generals. Yeah, the French unit, or should I say Italian units, they're going to get back out of here and out of the woods just fine. But metaphorically, the French are not yet out of the woods. They are, yeah, very much in danger. Very much in danger. It looks like we're going to see, well, you can see, yeah, French are starting to appear. Clearly the Russians just couldn't see them all. But I think there's a bit of a French defense around this whole town here. The skirms are going to just keep on skirming. Skirm's going to keep on skirming. Shoot. Strelki here. Yeah, I mean, winning slightly. Don't know if it really matters who wins a skirmish fight like that too much. The outcome's going to be decided with the infantry, the main line infantry. I don't think either side really has any cav left, really, apart from the Cossacks over here. But no like heavy cav or dragoons or anything like that, which can really have a bit of a hitting power. I mean, the Cossacks at this point, being the only cav left, probably do have some punching power in their own right. But they're going to be hunting for things like generals and artillery. we go. Poles are starting a duel with the Russians. Once again, they've been at this all day. Will there be a change in result this time? We've got the Portuguese as well, so getting to a bit of a line fight. I haven't really seen them much in action, but hopefully they'll do... well, actually, I say I hope they do Portugal proud. Portugal's fighting against the French at this point in history. I mean, really, they're like the Polish Legion, which is what they are. They're just guys, just like some men just taken from Portugal and then shipped off to to Germany. They didn't really. It's like for the small period that they actually managed to take. Junot managed to take Portugal before he evacuated. So that's basically what these guys are. I don't know how easy it would be to replenish their ranks, whether they'd all be Portuguese at this point. It might just be a few Portuguese and then the rest French or other stuff, because once one of them dies and Portugal was liberated, you couldn't exactly easily replace them. Logistically, anyway. French now coming out to play. They fancy their chances in a line fight, and they might... I don't know. It'll be difficult to say. I mean, Tychikov's Jaeger here, they've done a decent job so far in line fights. Some of them are winning slightly, some of them are losing slightly, so... I don't know, maybe they got a decent chance, but the French certainly have the numbers, actually, it seems, to outflank these guys. We've got columns of infantry here, as you can see, moving forward. We've got Carabineers, which is certainly good in the line fight. We've got more French, some Germans out here as well, more Portuguese. They're all swinging on around. They need to just keep squares on this flank just to keep Platov's Cossacks at bay. There's also an artillery piece here. I don't know what that's doing, but it's doing something. It's aiming in the wrong direction is what it is doing. That's the starters. Yeah, look at this. Russians starting to break. These units of Jaeger are not the biggest either as well, so once they start to get pretty low on numbers, they do start to quiver and break. But we'll see what they do. Looks like we might see a bit of a push on the other flank here from the Russians. Strelki actually are going in. Don't know what they're going in for, really. But hey-ho. And it looks like you're going to see a charge here from Platov, maybe? No, he is not. He's not going in yet. The French looking okay at the moment. They're looking just fine. And here we go. The sappers for Tychikov here going in. They're going for a charge against the French. And this is a do or die for the Russians. If they can manage to do some decent damage to the French here, they've got this one down a red line already. If they can manage to do some serious damage here and then work their way up the lines, they've got a good chance. The Russians on the other side have managed to rout some of the French here with the Cossacks. In goes more line infantry here. Good volley, I'd say, though, from the French. That did some serious damage just before the Russians landed that charge. Poles there are shooting the back of their own French allies. They need to be careful with that. But there you go. With one of those Russian units breaking, it caused the other three to rout, and a fourth. There's a bit of a mass rout going on now. And the Cossacks coming across to this side. They're going to try and maybe make it work on the left flank. Try and rally the cause. But it's not looking good. This firing line that the French have left is just far too strong. And the successful Tychikov is going to meet his match here. And looks like the Cossacks going for a charge on the Poles. Of course, the Poles of all people are the ones they want to target. Poles hold strong though. A side volley from the French here could certainly do some serious damage. Getting backed up by the Cossacks though by light infantry, and they are starting to quiver. Redlining and break. And the Russians going in again. Ivan Kutuzov going in with his units. The Cossacks break though, as do the Russian infantry here. And that was very lucky because Poniatowski was literally about to be sent into combat. He is going in. He's going to go and get himself some Russian boys. There's a general right ahead, Pavel Tychikov, he could go and take out if he wanted to. And there you go. That is basically the Russian army at the very last, sort of gasp, the last assault, breaking to the French. They did such a good job to start with destroying Davout's army. But yeah, just was not enough G's, losing his general there. I think that was Tychikov being taken out. But yeah, really, really tough fight for the French early on. Poniatowski and Ney getting badly mauled, as did Davout, basically virtually wiped out. Really the Eugene Corps that really came in and saved the day. So yeah, I'm just going to fast forward as we sort of just wait for the end results to take place. But yeah, there you go. The Battle of Vyazma. We're going to have history has been changed. We have a victory for the French. I mean, like I said at the beginning of the video, I could argue it's a tactical victory for the French anyway, because the French army was like the French corps that they were targeting. The Russians didn't get taken out, didn't get wiped out, and they actually got forced back themselves around Vyazma. Even if the French had to still give ground, they didn't. The Russians can get a complete victory, and yeah, so it's still fun. It was a very fun battle, that is for sure. Even if history was changed, it always makes it more fun, to be honest, having a historical result, because then keeps people guessing what's going to go on. But yeah, we're just waiting for this artillery crew here to be killed off. I think we're going to just see like the sappers or something here, or not sappers, the skirmishers. Just shoot at them a little bit. But yeah, it certainly was a fun one. I hope you did enjoy, guys. If you want to get involved in any of these battles, like I said at the beginning of the video, just join my Discord. The link is down below in the description, as always. We do loads of these sort of like cool scenarios, and yeah, they're really, really fun. There's a good bunch of people to join them, and yeah, if you want to see more NTW3 on the channel as well, leave a like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit the leave a comment, all that shenanigans that you can do, and I'll see you. Well, actually, I won't see you in the next one just yet, because we'll have a look at end results. Hopefully I put them up. I'm wittering away here, like getting ready with my outro. I'm not even done yet. We'll have a look at the end results. Hopefully I put them up for you to have a look at. The unit stats are here. I was looking at it from the Russian perspective. This is Johnny's perspective. He was one that sent the replay in. And yeah, as you can see, he did very well with some of his Cossacks. 443 kills with this one here. I had a 124-man unit. Did insane. But yeah, the other ones not so well. But having an all cav corps and like all light cav, he didn't do too bad. Didn't do too bad at all. So yeah, there you go, guys. That is today's battle, the Battle of Vyazma. France has changed history. Will Russia be able to reply? Until next time, guys. Bye for now.